At my age, you know I've been to a lot of doctors. Healthcare partners, they really care. They're concerned about your health. They're all the best. I am Roberta, and I am a healthcare partner. Visit hcpnv.com to hear my story.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News is also brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444.
Tonight on News 46, a final service will be held at GG Suites Park, and the final suspect is standing trial for the Donner Street stabbings, and the Republican women hold a White House tea. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Glenn Evers and Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, May 15, 2013. I'm Glenn Evers. Monique Mitchell has the night off. Well, murder suspect Charles Eubanks' trial began this week in district court.
Charles Eubanks is the final suspect out of 6 involved in the Donner Street stabbings in 2011. Eubanks is a suspect in the drug-related death of Michael Frazier and the attempted murder of Antoinette Bell, who were both stabbed over 20 times. Eubanks and several others are alleged to have orchestrated the May 1st stabbings in order to remove rival meth dealer Michael Frazier. Eubanks is facing charges of murder, attempted murder, and attempted robbery after he and a man named Troy Jackson were allegedly sent to the location, which was a travel trailer on the front of the property by convicted meth dealer Michael Maxwell, to kill both Bell and Frazier. Antoinette survived her injuries and has been arrested for drugs once since the incident with her mother, Barbara Bell, who has been taken into custody 3 times for drug-related crimes in the last year. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
A final Memorial Day service will be held at the GG Suites Veterans Memorial Park.
The GG Suite Veterans Memorial Park will hold its final annual muster and Memorial Day service on Monday, May 27th at 9:30 a.m. at the park located at the corner of Gamebird Road and Money Streets. GG Suite, who passed away in 2011, was a retired Marine Corps captain, designed, financed, and built the park on 1.5 acres of his own property to honor military men and women who had a profound impact on his life. Captain Sweet joined the Marines as a private in 1938. After completing sea school, he was assigned to the battleship USS Nevada as a gun captain. December 7, 1941, the Nevada was anchored at Pearl Harbor and was run aground in an attempt to evade Japanese bombers. GG was wounded and blown into the water and was evacuated into the Naval Hospital in Bremerton, Washington. He went on to serve as first sergeant in tank units at Guadalcanal, Paralelu, Iwo Jima, and Guam. He received a field commission as second lieutenant. This was the rank that he held when serving 3rd Platoon Commander in A Company, 1st Marine Brigade, 1st Tank Battalion, 1st Marine Division in Korea of 1950 and 1951, where he was awarded the Silver Star and the Navy Marine Corps Commendation Medal. GG Sweet built the park bearing his name in 1999 to 2000 to honor his men and women and their combat legacy. Each year since, the annual muster and memorial service has been conducted to honor this battle-tested unit, to include men and women of all other services as well. This Memorial Day, May 27th, will be the last formal muster for Sweet's 3rd Platoon. There are only 5 crewmen still living that remain from this cracked tank unit, and only 2 remain that can travel to Pahrump. Also attending are fellow tankers from A Company, H&S 1st and 2nd Platoons to pay homage to former 3rd Platoon Sergeant Colonel Joe Slager, Jr., and 2nd Platoon Loader Paul Donato. Both passed away in 2012. The public is invited to attend this Memorial Day event. Please arrive early. Once again, the park is located at the corner of Money and Gamebird Streets at GG Suites property. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Law enforcement officials are keeping quiet about the string of events that led to a killing spree in northern Nevada that have left 5 people dead. Authorities are searching for additional suspects that could be tied to the homicides they believe are connected. 4 at 2 homes in the rural town of Fernley and a 5th about 30 miles west at the Interstate 80 exit for the Mustang Ranch near Reno, where one of the victims' stolen vehicles was found. Police arrested 25-year-old Jeremiah Bean of Fernley and identified him as a person of interest in the string of homicides after he was found in possession of property stolen from one of the Fernley victims. Bean has also acknowledged gang ties. Well, the Nye County Republican women are holding their annual White House Tea event this Sunday at the Pahrump Senior Center.
It's going to be sponsored by the Pahrump Valley Republican Women. It's their White House tea they have every year. The proceeds are coming 100% to the Senior Center, and it's going to be on May 19th from 1 to 4. Bring your fancy hats. It'll be a blast, and the nice teacups. That's all sponsored by the Republican Women. They're going to have a good time. Raffle prizes galore. Great things going on. And just a fun time. I'm sure there'll be some men here, but a lot of the women will enjoy this. It's just a nice afternoon tea. There'll be food. There'll be finger sandwiches, I believe. And it's just going to be a fun thing. And their tickets are $10 a piece. And to get them, you can contact either Rita Prince, which is 751-0686, or Jeannie Graves, 357-9634. They have tickets. They have all the information. Come on down. It'll be a real fun day, and it'll be here at the Senior Center as well.
Well, do you have concerns or questions about gastric bypass surgery? Up next, we learn all about it.
Close your eyes and all your weight will disappear? These people say this helped them drop a lot of pounds, but does it really work? Get the bariatric debate next in Prescription Health.
Join us at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino with the #1 gaming experience and entertainment. The Pahrump Nugget has the #1 dining experience at Stockman Steakhouse, Golden Harvest Cafe, and the Gold Miners Buffet. Come get your game on at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Children's Dentistry of Pahrump, specializing in sedation dentistry, now accepting adult patients. Call now for free IV sedation with dental implant, 751-2184.
Welcome back to News 46. Well, from cutting meals to going under the knife, there are a lot of ways to lose weight. Some work, some don't. But we found a couple who says they fooled their brains into thinking they had bariatric surgery. So is it hype or can it really help? Andrew McIntosh has more from believers and skeptics.
This health tip is brought to you by Humana.
Visit our local office in the Pahrump Valley Junction Shopping Center or call 775-727-0871.
Our nation's waistbands are expanding like crazy. If the trend continues, every state in the U.S. will have obesity rates above 44% by 2030. Every year, 200,000 Americans are stapling, banding, even removing part of their stomachs to beat the bulge. Some dropping tens of thousands of dollars on bariatric surgery to drop the unwanted pounds.
I tried every diet in the world, and nothing worked.
But Roy and Sue May spent about $1,100 a piece on something else they believe is just as effective.
Close your eyes, close your eyes.
Rena Greenberg hypnotized the couple into thinking they had gastric bypass surgery.
So I'm actually guiding them through the experience as if it were actually happening. Going to a hospital, meeting the nurse, having the anesthesia. And you remember leaving the hospital with such a sense of positive expectancy and excitement and gratitude.
Along with simulating surgery, Greenberg tries to change her clients' way of thinking.
And the oily, greasy, buttery, sugary, carbohydrate processed foods that used to tempt you now look disgusting.
Definitely for me, it's been a miracle.
This is the couple before the hypnotic surgery. Here they are after it. Combined, they've lost 160 pounds.
It has changed our life completely.
Greenberg tells us she has seen over 100 clients for gastric bypass hypnosis. She says 70% reported they lost weight. But bariatric surgeon Ernest Ranke isn't buying it.
We actually know that the statistic is only about 4% of people long-term can take weight off and keep it off successfully. These people that are morbidly obese or have weight that is killing them, they need to have something done.
The doctor says only surgery can physically shrink the stomach, reducing the amount of food that can be eaten. It works for 80% of his patients. He doesn't believe hypnosis has that kind of power.
It's not going to work long-term, for them. They're going to end up reverting, back to their habits of eating a little bit more.
Greenberg sees it differently.
So it's really just writing a new program. It's having a new inner conversation about food.
It seems to be helping Roy and Sue stay on course. They've kept the weight off for more than a year.
Have eyes open, wide awake, wide awake.
But the question remains, how long will their hypnosurgery's effects really last? I'm Andrew McIntosh reporting.
There are no studies on the effectiveness of Greenberg's hypnosurgery, only her figures and patient testimonies. But there is a new report about bariatric surgery. While it can help to reduce the risk of diabetes, heart disease, research has found out that it does not cut long-term health care costs. The 6-year study found patients spent more money on hospital stays due to complications than they did on obesity-related illnesses. Well, on a different medical note, the adoptive parents of a child born with male and female organs say South Carolina mutilated their son by choosing a gender and having his male genitalia surgically removed. The surgery took place when the child was 16 months old and a ward of the state. The child's biological mother was deemed unfit and the biological father had apparently abandoned him, so others made the decision. The child is now 8 years old and the family says he feels more like a boy and wants to be a normal boy. And Disney World is looking into reports that some wealthy visitors are hiring disabled people to pretend to be the family members so they can skip the lines. Reports of the alleged practice sparked fury on social media, with some people calling the actions crazy, awful, and despicable. But others defended the idea, arguing it's a way to help some disabled people make good money. Well, Dusty Simmers held a play day at Wind Rock Ranch last week, inviting the entire community to bring their own horse or just visit the ones at the ranch. She also allowed some attendees to ride.
It was just a little play day. Only a couple people came out, so we just kind of messed around and just had fun and free. And let kids ride around and the kids have fun.
Are you guys going to be doing any more of these in the future?
We will. We'll put. There's no date set, but there's gonna be more planning and more events to come. We'll be traveling to different places, so it'll just matter on our rodeo schedule and all that right now.
You are working with Busted, and how is that going?
He's going great. He actually was loping the barrels and everything this morning, and he was such a little sweetie. We just barely put him up before you guys got here, but he's a sweetheart.
How is the community reacting to the competition, and what are you hearing from them? I know that you have 100 days to train him to become a barrel horse.
Oh, it's still kind of hush-hush and not too, out there. We've gotten good feedback, bad feedback. I mean, it is a thoroughbred, and so people do kind of think it's kind of crazy. But as a whole, the event and everything is getting a lot of publicity, and a lot of people are really starting to follow us.
People can keep track of what you're doing and everything. You have a couple websites.
Yeah, they can go on my personal website. Probably the easiest thing to do is just go on Facebook and follow us on Facebook, because I'm linked to the DO3, their challenge page. I'm linked to the DO3 page. I'm linked to everything. And that's kind of where all of us are. And you can watch the other trainers, the other horses. So it's not just me you're following.
What's the DO3?
The DO3 is Dreaming of Three, and it's a association that's dedicated to rescuing horses, saving rescue horses, and thoroughbreds, any kind of horse pretty much that people don't think can make anything, and turning them into barrel horses.
Because that's what this is all about, right? Rescuing horses.
Yeah, it's all about just rescuing the, thoroughbreds. It's not about win or lose,
Well, stay right here. We're going to have more local news right after these messages.